Climate change and rising sea levels are issues that will greatly impact island nations globally, which includes PNG. Because of this, we need to take into account the amount of carbon emissions that are released into the atmosphere and how they can be reduced. Professor Kaluwin from the University of Papua New Guinea says we must make sure we understand what our contribution to this global warming is all about.
This issue about climate change, it's about the warming of the planet. And the warming, it's about issues on, you probably heard about this terminology we use at the high school, greenhouse effect.
Under the 2015 Paris Agreement, PNG has an obligation to contribute through its nationally determined contributions. Recent analysis of PNG's greenhouse gas emissions by sector shows that the forestry and energy sectors generate the majority of PNG's emissions. Carbon and methane stay in space for 120 years. They cannot be broken down, and they keep the planet warming.
In million tons of methane into space. And that's coming just from one LNG. Just to give you an example. So when oil comes in, the burning of the forest, we put quite a fair bit into this space.
For PNG, National Weather Service Acting Director Jimmy Gomoga says over the years the temperatures have been increasing.
The temperatures have been increasing. And for Papua New Guinea, like the professor said, we have about 2 degrees increase.
Most of the energy from the sun is banked in the oceans.
That's the warmest sea surface temperatures, and that's actually the heart of the global energy. And it drives the weather and climate systems of the world.
Through PNG's nationally determined contribution, which is currently under revision, stakeholders will closely work with the Climate Change and Development Authority at ways to reduce our country's emissions. Although PNG contributes 0.01% of emissions globally, we must contribute to the global discussion and global treaty.
Contribute. You must do some work. It's mandatory for us under the policy, and our government, we have to be responsible.
Lilian Sopera Kenea, National EMTV News.